Hello, I was sitting in my vehicle and realizing that I did not actually make a video to start off all the videos that I made. So, um, what I did, we did not do a grocery haul. We won't go to the grocery store for a couple of weeks, and it's summertime, and I thought I would start doing videos of my garden and with the journey of the auctions and everything that we do. So, we did end up buying some storage units online. Um, I did not videotape that. I actually there's so much, and it was such a crazy weekend that I didn't video any of it, but we will be um we'll end up with having an auction at our house just to get rid of some of this stuff. If not an auction, at least a massive garage sale. People are walking by looking at me funny. I'm in my vehicle. I'm at work getting ready to go in, but I got here like 20 minutes early. I left at the same time my husband did for some reason and realized I didn't actually need to be here this early. So I was getting ready to look at the videos, see what I could put together, and realize I didn't have one to start. But so in these videos, the first ones will be of a couple of auctions we went to. The first one it was an auction. Both of them were on the same day. We dropped my daughter off at one, and she tends to work at that one where she shows the stuff or holds it up or whatever. But she doesn't work. She does not get paid. She just does it because she knows the guy. She likes the guy. I've known him my entire life, as far as back as I can remember. And it's just something that we volunteer to do just because we enjoy going to his auctions. And if he needs help, why not help him while we're there? Um, she doesn't get no pay. She doesn't get nothing off of her bills. She doesn't get nothing knocked off of whatever she buys. Like, we still pay all of our prices and everything. But so we dropped her off at the first one. There were some vehicles and stuff that we were interested in, so we knew we were going to come back to that one. And then the other one, there was so many people, so I tried not to do a whole lot of video. I kind of walked around, showed a little bit of what was, but we did show up late, and a lot of the antiques that was actually going for, the reason that I was showing up to that auction had already sold. I did end up getting a couple of quilts for resale, and then another quilt that looks kind of like the one that I already have. And then we bought two vehicles, two trucks, and a four-wheeler. We bought them with the intention of reselling them. And our kids, both my daughter wanted a truck and my son wanted the half-ton truck. And so our kids will be buying the trucks off of us. Because we were honest with the kids and we told them, like, we bought these to resell these to kind of make some money. Because with fair coming up and the prices of feed going up, we wanted to make a profit. And so our kids are willing, we're not charging them the price that we wanted to get out of the vehicles, but they are paying $500 over what we paid. So between the two vehicles, we will end up making $1,000. And the kids know this and they are aware of this. At the same time, they're only paying a couple thousand for a vehicle that one of them we did pay $2,000 for. The other one we paid $800 for. But and then the four-wheeler does not have a key to it. But my son can fix it. He can put everything back together that was wrong with the four-wheeler, but we do not have a key, so we will end up having to buy a key to that. And then it'll go into my garden. So my strawberries have completely taken over all of my blueberry, my raspberry. They're in with the asparagus. It's in with the rhubarb. It's unruly. I almost said unholy. it's holy. It's unruly though. And so I've been finding containers that I want to put them in. I got an old horse trough that I put them in. That one did not work out for some reason. When I put them in, I dug them up, and then 2 hours later I'd put them in, and they kind of wilted. They weren't doing great. We're getting some rain tonight, so I'm hoping maybe the rain will help. But watering them, it looks like I might be losing that little bit of strawberries, which is fine. I've got a whole bunch more in the ground. I will dig up and I will replant. I will just add some different soil and put some amendments in it and see if that makes a difference. But I bought bagged soil at a garage sale. It had already been opened. It worked out in my green stock, so I thought, I got enough of it. I'll add it to this horse trough, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to dig some dirt out of the ground and mix it in and see how that works if these strawberries don't survive. And then I did my potato planting, and the potato plants I feel are, it's something new that we're doing, and I'm hoping that the bags work. I picked up the bags for $2 at a garage sale. No big deal. never done potatoes in a bag. So I am doing potatoes in the ground again because I do my potatoes in the ground. I know that it works for me, but I've been seeing so many people doing them in 5-gallon buckets, and they're doing the where they do the like the old wiring, like cattle fencing or chicken wire, things like that. And they build it up, and then, you know, they just dump it out when it's time with the straw, and then a layer of dirt, and then you do potatoes, and then you do straw, layer of dirt, and then potatoes. So I did not do all that. I just did the little grow bags. I put some dirt in the bottom. I put a potato. A couple of the potatoes were small, so I did add like 2 potatoes to a container. And then I've got a couple of old pots that had bushes come in them. One of my Roses Sharons came in and things like that. So like, you know, large bushes. And I put 3 potatoes in those to see how those will grow and see how those will do. Hopefully those will turn out pretty good. And then we did plant some corn. It is still too early because we live in West Michigan to do put my peppers in the ground, put my tomatoes in the ground. I have started hardening off my tomatoes. Now my dad put his peppers and tomatoes right outside like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and it still was like frosting dang near outside, and I'm like, they're gonna die. And they didn't. So, hey, good for him. Guess I could have put mine in the ground, but I have this tendency where I wait till I follow what the Farmer's Almanac kind of thing says online, and I look up my last frost date, and then I look at my 10-day forecast, and I go from there. So I'll be following that just because that's what I've always done. It's worked out well for me, and I'm not willing to lose a whole bunch of plants to maybe possibly get in earlier. And my dad lives at my house, so if he gets early tomatoes, then hey, bonus for me. I'm going to take one of those tomatoes. But I'm really hoping that they work out because I didn't think they would, and I thought for sure they were going to. Now, he did lose some right away. They were trying to grow them from seed, and they did put them out too early, but then they went and got some, and they were already hardened off, and maybe that's the difference is his are already hardened off because of where he got them from, and mine are not hardened off. My lights went out. But so that is kind of the order that the videos are going to go in, and I hope that you enjoy watching them. And this is a lengthy beginning. But oh, I also got some Morel mushrooms. I'll put a video, or I got a little clip of finding them. I got a picture of the ones that we found, and then a picture of the mash that we get to help supplement our feed bill. But I only have the picture of that. Next time I go, I will take a video. But there were vehicles going by. It was pretty busy, and I didn't feel like videotaping in front of all these strangers. But enjoy the videos.
Hello.
What you doing? Looking at sound good?
And some other ladies were really excited about that, so yeah, I don't know. It was a nice one too. So. Oh
You find it all right there, including the costume jewelry right there to go. And you find it all right there. I got just a request on the blue box. Here we go. And give you $5 to go. Someone has to go. Out of 5, just the blue box. Guys, here we go. Coming over. Yeah. Everybody say up first. I do not like that guy at the right. Stand right and left. I can see that. Everybody say up to the side table. Right up. Come up to the table. Everybody say up to the side table.
It's windy out here, but We just got this one. We did not intend to buy multiple vehicles, but $850. Zeta's in it. Say hi. This one will be hers. It's only 2-wheel drive, but for $850, yes. We did not buy this one. And then we did buy this one, and this one went for $1,700. And we will sell it for the price of both of them and get Zeta's truck for next to nothing. They're selling other things too. They had a Victory motorcycle. This thing was loud. It was cool. And then they sold a Prowler over there. And then my daughter also bought that little quad over here. How happy are you? I'm videotaping. And then while we were at that other auction that I only got a small little clip bit of, she bought this for $280. It's got the belt and the clutch, and I'm pretty sure my son will be able to have it running hopefully pretty quick. And then they still got a ton of stuff that they got to go through. Oh, I got the root of that one. I didn't mean to. Should have brought the scissors out. Hey, look at me. Say hi. Alright, where's your other ones?
Well, look, see if you can see them.
I can't. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not stepping on any end. Huh? Oh, yeah. I see one right there. You want to hold these? Oh, wow. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
They've never grown here before, have they?
Yeah.
Oh.
One over a little further to your left, too.
Oh, over there? Okay, say hi.
Hello.
Tell them what you're doing.
Putting shavings in the baby coop.
This is for our babies that we hatched out this year. They had some holes, so she went and got some zip ties and fixed it. And are they inside if I open the door?
Yeah. There's a bag though.
Whoop,
Oh, yeah.
we're locked in.
I did. Otherwise they could shoot.
This is trash.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it out. And then they've got a little toy that we had hanging on the
Oh
wall.
my God, the big
but
ones
the
were playing with theirs today.
what?
The big ones, I put it on the outside.
Oh, they're playing with
They
it.
were playing with it. I gotta get more water.
They've not been outside. This will be the first time being outside. I'd let them stay in here and work their way outside on their own.
But I gotta get back inside.
Do you fit through that chicken door?
I do.
Okay, let's take this video while you get out of the chicken door. Tripped over something. One day we'll have to get a outdoor to that outdoor chicken run. But this is just where we put like our new ones, and when we have to quarantine some, and because we've got, these are our babies that we hatched out this year, or that she hatched out this year, and they will stay in here until they are big enough to go in the big coop, which they have an outdoor run. And then they've got a new coop added over here, and it's not attached yet. And then we do our meat birds in this little thing over here. It's a calf hutch, and it's fenced in. And eventually we will fence in most of our wooded area that go through the pond and get that, and they'll have a huge run. And then we do have a few that just run loose. Some roosters. This is where I am moving some of the strawberries that have taken up and gone crazy. This is a tractor tire that I got last year at an auction for $5. So we're gonna put the strawberries in here and hope to contain them. And then I've got the other container and a ton still all over the ground that have multiplied. And I will put some also in my green stock. This is another container that I had Gotten at an auction. I think I only paid $1 or $2 for it. And so we're going to use this to contain some of the strawberries. My garden has not been rototilled. It is quite weedy, but this is just kind of an idea. And then this here, this is an old inside of a wash tub. And this is a little small magic rose bush. And then this rose bush I thought I killed last year, but I left it just in case. And this year it is alive and it's doing wonderful. It's small. It was like 3 times the size when I moved it out here. And then my husband is mowing, so sorry about the noise. And then this is my asparagus bed. And we've got the rhubarb over here. And then all through here, I've got strawberries everywhere. So this is one of the flower beds that I have. There used to be this fencing, and I'll show you when we get down to the end. I've taken most of it out back. I've got one piece left. It was really bright and colorful, and we went over it with white to kind of calm it down a little bit, but it still had all the bright stuff on it. Had a lot of color. Anyway, so somebody missed the driveway in this winter and crashed into it, and my lilac tree, rose bush, the rose of Sharon, and other stuff. So now I'm hoping to be able to save most of the lilac tree. It does look like it'll be alright, but we'll see. But here I've got like regular trees. My brother's passed away, but he planted these before he had passed. And then I've got 2 little rose bushes. One right here, one right here, and I've just got this little trellis thing for them, and I'll put something sturdier when they get bigger. This will all be mulched now that I'm getting rid of now that I got rid of the fencing. I will mulch it. So this is the lilac tree that got hit, and you can see like, so right here there are leaves, but all of this looks dead right here. And like lost some big branches here. There was a few chunks knocked off there. The rose bush got hit and it doesn't have anything over there, so this will end up getting cut. There's a random tree in here, so I'm kind of glad I took the fencing out. It'll make it easier to keep the trees out of there. But this rose bush, this one's dead. I've got just one little stem, so I'm hoping that next year it'll start to come back even better, but we'll see how that works. The rose of Sharon got hit. It got hit pretty good. It's got a lot of damage here, a lot of damage here, but it looks like it's mostly bark damage. And so we'll see how this turns out, because it doesn't even have buds on it yet, but neither does my other one that is healthy. I cannot remember what this plant was called. I got it from an FFA plant sale, and I've got a huge one over here that I'll show you. I've got it all up on the cattle panel now. But this was completely destroyed, and this was a massive bush. I mean, this thing went from over here with the lilac all along the fencing up to this lilac over here and another rose bush, and it was just massive, and it got ran over and just cut right out. Just got a few, it's really bright out here, it's got a few leaves on it right here, so I'm hoping that it'll take off and it'll grow. A few irises, and then I've got this huge thing. This is a rose bush, and I've got it up onto the cattle panel over here, and then a huge lilac tree behind it. And then this is that same bush that was taken out. And this gives great big flowers. Then I have another one of these, I can't remember. It's really windy out here, sorry about that. Can't remember what these are called. I've got 2 more of these up at the house. This one here wasn't doing good. It's just a little twig of a thing sticking up out of the ground. It wasn't very sturdy. So I put some of the stuff for like my tomato tape, and I've got it wound up through the top and holding it straight up, and hopefully it'll take off and grow, and we'll see what that does. Wind chime. I just picked this up at an antique store. Actually, it's not an antique, but it was only a couple bucks. So, and it's cute, dragonfly, and up in the top of the wings of the dragonfly, it looks like sunflowers, so I thought that was cute. And then this bush, this is like the tall grass that looks like the decorative grass. Then we have another rose of Sharon. And then I had hostas right here where these things are growing up, The hosta doesn't look like it's coming back too well. More decorative grass and then a bush. And we'll clean this stuff up through here. And this is what the fences were. So like you can see how it's whited out, but there's like, you know, green and blues and pinks and oranges and yellows. And so we painted it real bright and then went over it like a whitewash kind of look. So it was like still had the color, but it wasn't as, look at me, bright. And it was cute, and it went all the way up through all of that. There was 6 of them. And so now we just have, that one will get taken out back and they'll go add to the garden to start making my garden walls. But yeah, so I put this cattle panel up here. I do have another rose bush that I'm going to, if that one looks like it's going to take off, it'll come down and it'll go on the other side of this. And if the FFA plant sale, I can't remember what the name of that plant is, but if that one survives, that and the rose bush will go on the other side. So then I'll have both of the plants and the rose bushes. So those plants will be on the insides, and then the rose bushes will grow up and go across the top of them. At least that's what I've got planned here. So you can see, like, these here are the rose bushes up there, and then this other plant goes like this through here. And I'm hoping to be able to train it to come and fill through the middle and then keep the roses on the top when they're in bloom. And they bloom at different times of the year, so they shouldn't be taken too much out of each other. But we'll have to see how that works. Okay, so the noise in the background is rototiller. My husband's doing the rototilling. These are my potatoes. I don't know. And we got a 10-pound bag. Actually, we got 2 10-pound bags, but one 10-pound bag is, this is the other one. And I put 1 in that one because it's a big potato. 2 in this one, 2 in this one. And then I've got these, like, little bushes came in these. So I put 3 in that one, 2 big ones in that one. And this is one of my little rose bushes, but. So we're going to do some potatoes in a bag. We've never done potatoes in a bag before. Alright, so this is the 1 row of potatoes. I'm going to end up needing like a half of a row, which is, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other half of the row. But, so we've got 1 row, and I just use like these little garden stands, because they're metal and I can always find them, take them out after the stuff comes up. And then it's just a piece of twine. If I have like yarn, I'll use yarn as well, but this year we're using twine. We found some in one of the lockers that we bought, so we did that. So what I do with this is I set up my line, and then in the hyperlapse video that you'll watch, if you stick with this video, you'll see me dig in the hole, and then I put the potatoes in, and then I just cover it up. So all I'm doing is I just take like a hoe, and I'm just digging like a little, you know, just like a little, I don't make it too deep, just because with potatoes I hill them, and so I'll make it, you know, maybe probably about this deep, like the end of this. So I usually go about this deep with it, and I dig it up, and then we just drop the potatoes in it, and I do them every 8 to 10 inches apart. It's really close, but I do hill them pretty high, and it does seem to work out. In the past. Now we've always done the potatoes in the ground. This is our first year doing the bags, which I've already showed you the video, or not a video, but showed the picture of us doing the bags. Which I can go up there and show you what I did to those. But yeah, so, and then like this is my little, this right here is just my little compost that I started this year. It's just the sunflower stalks. That's it. It'll just sit there and hopefully break down. And then I've got 2 rows of corn. 1 here, 1 here, and then next weekend we'll do 2 more rows of corn, and this whole spot will just be our sweet corn. And then this is where I had my sunflowers last year. I'm not going to do as many this year. Right here in this strip, that's all onions. I planted the onions last year. One of the Amish ladies that I talked to, she does Egyptian onions. I did not get my hands on any Egyptian onion seeds. I did try, but so she plants them in the spring. The previous year, digs them up the next summer. So they're like a year and a half is what she does with hers. She gets these big, beautiful. Now I get decent sized onions, but I left these all on the ground. So we're going to see how these come up. But yeah, so here's, and then this right here, this area through here will be my peppers. And then I've got all my cattle panels, which will do close to 200 tomato plants. I've got all sorts of different kinds of tomatoes that I do. And then I've got my garlic is huge already. And then I've already showed my mess of strawberries, but this is the mess of strawberries. I've got some irises in there. All my blueberry plants are in there. So I don't want to rototill it, because usually I rototill in between my blueberry plants and my raspberry plants and keep it nice and looking good. But the strawberries they just completely took over this year. I'm not sure. So I've slowly been digging them up, finding pots to put them in. Like I did a few more yesterday. Took a couple more. They're looking pretty sad actually. So I'm not sure if they're gonna make it. I dug them up and then took time. But these here were the potatoes that we planted yesterday. And then this one, so I filled this with sticks. It's got holes. It's all rusty. It's got holes in it. And I did water them, but they're not looking like they're going to make it. But I've got so many of them that if they do not make it, I'm going to be sad because I wasted my time digging them up. And I lost the plants, but I will put more in here. And I just won't dig them up as soon. But I was trying to dig them up so that we could rototill where the corn was because my husband was doing that. Then I got distracted and moved to other things. But yeah, so that's a part of it. Like, we're not getting everything in. Got a few things in. This is my mess where tomato plants go. And then I've got the strawberries in here, which they look like they're burning. I don't know why. It's Michigan. It's not that. It's West Michigan at that. It's not that hot yet, but hasn't been. This here will be where all my beans go. And then this is the garlic that I planted last year, and I've got a ton of it. And I do know that I did do it close, but I wasn't trying to lose a massive amount of my garden. And they are far enough apart that all of the heads should come out all right. And then I had some volunteer plants already, and these things are huge. I mean, huge. And so we're leaving those. I dug one of them up to see, it's a parsnip, to see how big they were, and they were only like, it was like this big. So we're gonna let them stay. Hopefully get 3 really big parsnips this year. But yeah, so I'll keep shooting little bits of videos here and there as we go, making all the noise. Our chickens, they're not happy with me because they're locked up now. I have to stay out of the garden. Not gonna let them in here. But so thank you for watching this part. And I'll add some more and throughout the video, and there'll be, this whole thing is over a couple of weeks, like 2 weekends, between the auctions and the gardening. It's been a couple of busy 2 weekends, and I didn't put together a whole video. There will not be grocery video this week because we had bought in so much at Sam's Club and the previous week that we actually won't be going to the grocery store probably until the beginning of June. And I'll just put some garden videos up and some little snidbits and clips. And I'm sorry it's really bright out here, but yeah, we'll be adding that stuff for you, and hopefully you'll watch along and enjoy what you see. Have a good day. string, then follow the string. Alright, so this is essentially what I was talking about with you'll dig the hole, and I put my string up and I dig my hole, then I take my potatoes and I kind of just drop them in. Well, that one did a little bounce, and I do this, then I just take my hoe, sorry I had to grab my hoe, and I just cover them up. One of the roots went in there. Take that up. But I just dig them up, and like you see on the other side how it's got that little bit of a hill. It's kind of hard to make a hill while I'm talking and holding my phone. But you make a little bit of hill, and then as they come up, you'll keep covering them up. And you want to always leave, some of it. You don't want to completely cover it. You want to leave, cover your stem. You want to leave about this much and just keep hilling and hilling because they like it dark. But yeah, that is what we are doing today, and I'm not sure if I got enough potatoes to do this whole row, but we'll get at least half of it, and I will mark it from where it ends. But